What's going on, everybody? Beretti here, and my boy RJ as always, and we are on another GeekyCast video slash podcast, whatever you'd like to say. Got my boy right here. Anyways, we're gonna go into essentially three little topics today. Obviously, we have the timers again for the 5 minute thing. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, three. Anyways, I figure we'll get into it. I'll read it obviously, and then we'll go into it. So first off, this came from the V Scooper, my buddy, who actually talked about this like almost a year ago. When Madam Web gains her powers, the ability to envision the future, she enters a realm very similar to this, which could be the Spider-Verse timelines in the form of webs, which I'll leave right down below. Ezekiel Sims himself explains all of this to her, what she can do, why, and what he will do about it. So essentially, I'm assuming, he's trying to break the web. The whole thing is he's trying to break the web. And obviously, like it says right there, she can see different parts of the future and the timelines essentially. So I think that has a lot to do with, how we kept saying like yesterday, the whole Raven Visions kind of thing going on.
Yes, yeah.
So I think that's a big
With the whole Final Destination thing, yeah.
So
Which is seeing different scenarios play out and try to avoid that once you get put in that position.
Yep, like, oh, he's gonna stab me. Okay, let me redo that and go into the realm, and then blah blah blah. We'll do that again. Oh, now he's gonna throw water on me. Oh, let's redo that and go over it again. The simple kind of things that obviously are gonna make the film kind of cool, but at the same time, I feel like it's kind of a cheat code. Then my boy Cryptic actually went back and he updated on it, and he said it's called something like Space Time Network. Madam Web is the hashtag. And yeah, I think they have to kind of change the name, and they can't really say exactly the same as, obviously as the animated films. They can, but at the same time, I feel like this is the big channel. This is where everything is attached. Miguel was just showing different events with the computer.
Yes, yeah. This is in control of the everything. Like, yeah,
she's at the center.
Like, this is not even known about by them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like the Loki.
The whole, like the whole spider, like just like how Doctor Strange knows the multiverse exists and he can see different scenarios play out through visions, like different, like kind of like that. And he knows about, like you said, what does he say in No Way Home? It's something we don't know about. Exactly. It's the multiverse is something we don't really know too much about. And it's like it's literally like, if you think about it, it's like that. So when you watch the animated films, 2099 knows about the canon events and all that, but there's a thing above that. Same thing like you said with Loki. He's above Doctor Strange and the timelines, and that's just basically the thing that controls it all. And I feel like this is it with the Spider People. This is going to be the network that controls everything.
Their control, yeah, I get you. The next one, I don't even need this honestly. Forest scene. I think this is a big part. Obviously we saw in the trailer, we saw her and Ezekiel, and then we saw, I can't remember if it was like blood or whatever, it was on a photo, and then she realizes like he was around at that time around with her mother. Sony Marvelverse hashtag Madam Web spoiler. Don't read if you want to be surprised. The reason Madam Web's mom was researching spiders in the Amazon is because of her disease called myasthenia gravis, the disease that will also affect Madam Web via cryptic quality. Essentially what it is, and I got the definition of myasthenia gravis is a chronic autoimmune disorder in which antibodies destroy their communication between nerves and muscles, resulting in weakness of the skeletal muscles. Myasthenia gravis affects the voluntary muscles of the body, especially those that control the eyes, the mouth, the throat, and the limbs. So essentially what it is it's kind of like, so I have an autoimmune, which is atopic dermatitis, which is eczema. So what it is it's the body attacking itself. It's saying, hey, that isn't supposed to be there, and it attacks it. So a fun fact actually is, I don't know if you know this, but they say the body doesn't actually know the eyeballs exist. If your body found out your eyeballs exist, it would get rid of them. It would essentially make you go blind. But your brain tricks it somehow. Yeah, it's a whole weird study about this. And so essentially what it really does is it makes her not breathe. I mean, eyes, mouth, throat, and lips. Yeah. So essentially she's becoming crippled. Hence why she's on that giant life support that looks like a spider, and her.
I didn't even know about that. That's crazy. If your body knew your eyeballs exist, I'm like, wow.
It's insane. Like your body has no idea. Like to your body, your eyeballs are a foreign object. Like it's a virus, and your body goes, no. If it knew. but your brain tricks it, like also how your brain tricks yourself, like you have to breathe and like all these other kind of things, and like how you
Yeah.
could bite off your finger if you really wanted to, but you in your brain something tells you don't do it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think that's kind of cool. I think it's cool that they're gonna go like kind of origins. They're gonna kind of dive into this, you know.
Mhm.
And I'm really curious to see like if towards the end of the film, it's like she can prevent this maybe, but then she gives up the ultimate sacrifice, maybe something like that.
Is she getting her iconic look at the end?
There is a behind the scenes photo. I will post it down below. Which I mean, it depends. I mean, if they're gonna use that photo, I mean, if that's just bait, maybe. But there's a thing of what's her name? The girl who plays Cassandra Webb, Dakota Johnson, in the gray or the silverish hair with the red top and the black. So you know, I guess we'll have to wait and find out. But I'm excited for this film. I don't know why people are hating so much. People just hate everything that's not Spider-Man. It's just so ridiculous. But
I'm excited for it.
yeah, it seems good. It's 2 weeks away, and that's what leads us into our third and last
Did
topic.
you get your ticket? Did you get your tickets yet?
No, tickets don't. I believe ticket sales should go on sale like tomorrow. I don't know.
Isn't it usually a month before the movie comes out?
But there was a Tonight Show. That was the thing tonight that was filmed. So I'm assuming it's going to go out tomorrow. I don't know that as a fact, but that's what I'm assuming. Which obviously leads us into the final topic, obviously, which is the Thunderbolts. Now, this film, in my honest opinion, I would can it at this point. I'm so over this bullcrap Sentry thing. And this comes from X-Men Films News. Their Twitter. Recap on the latest Marvel Studios Thunderbolts filming and casting. Austin Abrams, who came from like Euphoria and something else, was offered the role of Sentry, and he rejected it. And that credit came from Daniel RPK and DCU Leaks. I don't get how DCU Leaks keeps doing Marvel stuff. Like this man getting more things right. You know what I mean? He's getting more things right than Marvel people. Dave Patel rejected the offer of Sentry. Credit, can we get some toast? Now, I don't believe that, if I'm being honest with you. I feel like that's just kind of something that Toast said. Because if I remember correctly, Dev Patel also was in the run for Mr. Fantastic, which was a rumor.
I remember hearing that.
Him and the guy from You or whatever.
Yeah, Penn Badgley.
There you go. And then filming is scheduled for March 4th, which obviously is a little bit over a month away.
Mm-hmm.
Full Thunderbolts cast. Sebastian Stan, Bucky Barnes, obviously. Unknown Sentry right now. I'm assuming Sentry's already casted, if we're being honest, but I'm feeling they're just not saying anything yet. Florence Pugh, Yelena. Wyatt Russell, John Walker. David Harbour, Alexei, which is Red Guardian. Hannah John Kamen, which is Ghost. Olga, which is Taskmaster. Julia Louis Dreyfus, which is Valentina. Harrison Ford, which is Red Hulk. And what?
Is he going to be in Thunderbolts? I thought he wasn't.
I don't know why that says. That says Harrison Ford.
Yeah, I thought he wasn't going to be.
I'm just reading off of what this is. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be in this either. I think this is total BS. That one, but I'm honestly super excited to see where Wyatt's going. Like, I really like John Walker. I think it's kind of like a cool, like different, like what if John Walker or what if Captain America was bad? Like, I like that. I don't
want this. The thing about this film is I'm scared of is it's just going to be Marvel Suicide Squad.
Exactly. It needed to be R. It needed to be R. Like that. What PG-13 is stupid.
Yeah, exactly. I think I feel like just it's that might hold it back. So I feel like there needs to be something to spice it up, and there needs to be something else going on. I don't know. The lineup seems pretty solid. I don't know, who do you think else is going to be that's not in that is going to show up? Like, what's your surprise? Because I see people all the time saying, "Oh, Ghost Rider" and all this stuff.
I feel like it's going to be Baron Zemo. I feel like you can't have
without
Zemo. Maybe like I'm trying to think who else could show up. I mean, Hawkeye could show up. Thunderbolts. So I mean, you never can.
Who do you think won't survive it?
Shoot.
Because I really think if I don't think all of them are going to be there till the end.
I'm hoping most of them die But I'm hoping Sentry doesn't revive them. I think that would be stupid. I feel like Sentry's going to disappear into the void. I feel like that's just how they're going to end it. Like, he's going to be the only person who's going to be able to stop himself, and he's going to go into that world. As for the rest of them, honestly, let's be real. I don't think Florence is dying, which I wish Yelena would die. I like Yelena, but there needs to be some weight to this movie. Like, if it was my bet,
I do think this movie needs risks. That's the thing. It needs a push. Like, again, when Suicide Squad came out, I enjoyed it. I didn't hate it.
yeah.
But the thing about it, there was no really too much risks involved, and it was kind of all over the place. And I feel like this needs to set the bar to be like, hey, what makes Thunderbolts different from Suicide Squad or any other comic book film or MCU film coming out? Because this is, I feel like this might get, just because of the way this movie is and all these characters, that a lot of these characters we were just introduced to recently.
Yeah.
And this movie can definitely go under people's radar. And I feel like it's a big cast. Things can get very convoluted and overjammed. So there has to be some risks involved, and it has to be, I don't know, it has to be something that really makes this movie distinctive out of everything else we've seen so far. Because I don't know, right now I'm kind of like, I don't even know what identity this film has, for me.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that they could kill off Red Guardian. I feel like it's going to be like the whole, like, Yelena lost Natasha. Now Yelena's going to lose Alexei. And, like, it would be like a sacrifice because, he wanted to be Captain America. He wanted to be the big super soldier. And I feel like he's going to be the death. And then on top of that, I feel like John Walker's going to be the death too. I feel like he's going to be that good guy at the end, and he's going to die. Bucky, I wish would die because bro's been around forever, and once again, big character that people love. Kill him off.
That could be a risk they take.
And for Ghost, maybe bring back Goliath.
The thing is, I like Bucky, but the thing is, a lot of these the Bucky, he's been around so long,
dude. He's been around the longest. He has the longest record.
Honestly, for me, I don't even know what story you can even tell for him after all that.
Yeah,
but we'll see. They might keep him around because he sells, kind of, and
well, these are all.
He's not too bad.
These are all second strings. That's the problem.
Yeah, they're all mostly like side characters, or but they all have a fan base. Mostly all these people.
Well,
Bucky has a big fan base.
About Taskmaster and Ghost.
But... yeah. I know. Yeah, Ghost.
But
Ghost is an Ant-Man and the Wasp, right?
Yeah, and then Taskmaster nobody likes. I think she needs redemption. I think she needs really cool action scenes in this film. Go ahead.
I love Taskmaster in the comics. I know she was all right. She wasn't terrible, but I feel like you can definitely boost her up.
Yeah, well, Tony.
We'll see. I know people like to say that. People like to say like, "Oh, she's not really the real Taskmaster. She's an impersonator, or he's or something." Or I don't know. I've seen like a lot of theories with that. I don't know too much.
Yeah, everybody wants masters, and it's like. You can't just like, what are you going to do? How are you going to throw him in there,
Well, I'm excited for Sentry though, if they do it right.
Let's hope, dude. That's
your favorite character, and I know you've been hearing all the rumors, all the castings and all that. So I'm hoping they get it right. Wait, the movie's
hard. It's not hard.
Well, Thunderbolts is filming in less than a month, and they don't even have the Sentry yet.
I feel like they already have the Sentry, but it's like they keep going for these little characters. Just do a big dude, right? And like CGI him fat, like they did for Chris Evans.
Mm-hmm.
Just make him a little pathetic fat guy. It's like, bro, you don't need an A-list actor for the Sentry. I get it, like the mental thing, but he's not like sitting there just going, you know what I mean? Like most of the time he's like, I'll take care of this, and he's like,
take care.
Grabs him, rips him up. It's not like we're going into this movie expecting Dexter or something. Like it's not like this guy who's just mentally talking with himself the whole movie. He's gonna be in there for the third act.
That's it.
Yeah, it's not gonna be much. And apparently he's supposed to fight Ghost and Taskmaster, which I'm like, what are they gonna do?
So they're gonna make it to the end, Ghost and Taskmaster.
I'm hoping they die. I'm hoping he kills everybody on that team.
And he's like the last guy at the end.
And then
he's like the last person.
Yeah, because it's just so lame. I don't know.
What do you think about that Thunderbolt Sentry suit that got leaked? If that was even real.
Oh, that one. I don't know,
Yeah.
man, because after looking at the one from Stephen Yoon, the one that's the mock-up of it, I mean, it looks the same. It's just not as buff. Like it's the same suit, just not buff. Like, and he can't
Wait,
be
so
little.
it is kind of like
It's
the same thing.
it's literally the same suit, just the muscles are taken out.
I like that suit, to be honest with you. So that I hope they get a good actor in there, and I hope Sentry just gets the, I wouldn't say redemption because we haven't seen him in live action before. He's been pretty good in the comics, so I would say he gets the recognition he deserves for
Yeah,
fans because
but
he has a small but beloved fan base.
well, it's funny too because like as much as people say like, "Hey, let's push Sentry," blah blah blah, like oh, he doesn't have to be white. In the comic run right now, it's over there somewhere. In the comic run right now, the main Sentry is a white guy. Once again,
Who's your main cast to play Sentry though? Who do you want? Number one pick or number three? Give me your top three.
Alan Richton.
I thought Alec Rich. He's the guy from Reacher, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've been watching all his TikToks and just like watching them. Like he just pops up all the time for me. I really would love him as Eddie Brock.
Yes, he's a big dude. Like, yes,
He
he's
just
like
reminds me of Eddie
no
Brock.
Tom
So because he's
Hardy.
not.
Yeah,
Yeah, I always say Tom Hardy. He could have been played anybody else besides Venom. He would have been good as anybody else besides Venom. But I like the Venom movie, so I can't say that. But I could see him in any role. I feel like Alan Richmond is just, to me, he is Eddie Brock. Like his height, he's not evil. He has that
yeah,
cockiness, like kind of like that vibe to him. And I could see that working with the symbiote because he has that vigilante in Reacher. You know what I mean? He's basically just
yeah.
Eddie Brock.
Um,
And
Skarsgård, Alexander Skarsgård.
that's the one. That's the one who. That's the taller one, the blonde one, right?
Yeah, the long hair, not
You played Tar.
Pennywise.
No, he was in Tarzan and stuff like that, I
Yep.
believe.
And then number three, I don't know. It's hard to like, cause like I have such specific for like who I want. Like people say Henry Cavill. I'm like, no. I like Henry Cavill, but no, he plays a
I
more.
like Henry Cavill, but I don't want to see Henry Cavill in something that just seems very
He plays kind of
like
like
obvious.
well, he also
I don't
plays
want.
kind of like a pathetic character, if that makes sense. Like I'm not trying to say he's pathetic, but he plays a very pathetic role. Like Superman, he's kind of pathetic, if that makes
I
sense.
don't.
Like he's emotional.
Yeah. It's definitely a lot of the crying, the brooding and stuff like
Exactly.
that.
Yes.
But
I don't know.
I do. I don't want. I want to see Henry Cavill at some point show up in maybe the MCU or at least not. It doesn't even have to be the MCU. Somewhere even to be in another comic book movie. But I don't want something obvious like Captain Britain or Century or
I mean,
whatever. You know what I mean?
yeah. I know
I
what
just
type
think those are
you're on.
too obvious. I see those fan castings all the time, and I feel like he's such a diverse actor the way he is. So I think he could definitely, I think he could balance something else that
He
isn't
could
those.
definitely be Captain America. Like
He
he
he could
definitely
be
could.
he could be Doctor Doom.
He could. He definitely could. But the thing is this: whoever they get as Doctor Doom, we know they're not going to do the mask very often. We know they're going to do the FaceTime thing. I think a lot of
Oh,
the
everybody doesn't have a mask in the MC. It's look at No Way Home. They only had their mask on for what 1-2 minutes altogether, not
yeah,
even a minute fighting, and then they take them off.
they definitely push that off. But yeah, I
Every
mean,
chance they get, they rip the mask off. Every chance they get, they rip the mask off. There's no like Spider-Man 1, they had the mask on. Amazing Spider-Man series. Once we got to Tom, besides Civil War, which was great, besides he's always taking the mask off every time he can, do something. So I'm hoping that changes, especially with Spider-Man 4, since his identity is kind of like sealed now and he can't
yeah.
really expose that to the public again. But if we do get Doom, I think it would be so cool to have an ex-Superman play Doctor Doom, though, like Henry Cavill. I just think that'd be awesome. I think that'd be just
Brandon Ruth.
he's a good. I see people want him as Reed Richards all the time, but I like I listen. He'd been cool as Doctor Doom as well. I don't know.
You know who's
I like
also a
Brandon.
good actor?
Is it Brandon Ruth or Brandon Routh? I don't know. Never knew
Oh,
how to
you're
like it.
right. Yeah.
No,
What did
I don't. I
say?
don't know if you're saying
No,
it
it's
right.
Routh. So I'm assuming it's Ralph. I just say Ruth, but
Yeah, I
you're
know.
corrected on
I've
that.
heard people say that in their last name a few
Well,
different
you know
times.
who's also really good that I would like to see it in a MCU, maybe possibly Doom. Um, the guy who plays Superman and Superman and Lois, Tyler something. He's a good actor. Like he's not a bad actor. Like he
Oh, I know
definitely,
who you're talking about.
but he's padded. Like bro needs to bulk up. Like I get it. Or like dude, Could you imagine Anthony Starr? Sentry. Anthony Starr. Like,
Yeah, that would be pretty cool for you. I could see you digging that cast.
He's a dick.
I
like, like, do it.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. I feel like it's you're more of a bigger Century fan than I am, but it's like I'm fine whoever they cast with. Like I kind of depend on like how they're gonna really like translate that source material and just kind of like portray. I feel like that's the most important thing, but we'll see with that. And like I said, the thing that is most crucial to me is the Fantastic Four, besides any character,
See,
and it's mostly. And for me, it relies on Ben and Reed, and those castings are not right. It's to me, it's in Sue. I love Sue, but it depends how you're gonna do those. You know what I mean? Because I can make. I feel like a bad Ben Grimm can make and break a good Sue Storm or a good.
For sure. They're
Or
gonna make
Reed.
it'll be like a Hulk. It'll be
Yeah.
like, see, my thing is this: you have to get Sentry right, you have to get
Mhm.
Wolverine right, and you
Mhm.
have to get Cyclops right. I feel like
Mhm.
Cyclops has been done dirty, even though the first Cyclops actor was great. The second one, not so much. And I feel like Magneto needs to be
No,
done
I
well.
love the first the guy who was in Sonic, right?
Yes.
He's so good. People like. I think
He's
he could have had better
underrated.
scenes, longer scenes, and been in it more, and had more of a character development. But his portrayal and just the way he looked was just so good. Even his suit and like the guy, it just looked good.
And then
I didn't like when they did that younger stuff. It was fine. Wasn't
he
really
was
into that, but
lame though.
yeah, I wasn't like. It was
Like
to me just like
like
I
the
was like,
only good younger actor for any of them was Sabretooth. Schreiber or Sherber or whatever his
Ray
name.
Donovan, the guy who played Ray Donovan.
Who? Wait, what? Am I tripping balls?
Are you talking about?
The
It's
younger
Sabretooth,
Sabretooth, the younger one.
the one from Origins.
Yes. With
Yeah, the guy he played in a show called Ray
it's
Donovan.
Sherber. It's Sherber.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he was in the
Schreiber.
Scream.
Schreiber. Schreiber.
He was in the Scream movies. He was in
He's so good, dude. Like, he's so selling. Like, him, and then I feel like Magneto needs to be done well. But they don't need to go young Magneto. I love Fassbender. Like, Fassbender has to be back in the MCU.
See, when they did the younger versions
Yeah.
of, I feel like Michael Fassbender and James McAvoy were just perfect.
McAvoy's a god, bro. Like
them two were just so good. I didn't even care who whatever was bad about in the movies. I didn't care anybody because they focused my attention span on those two characters. When it was like the first time I was like, I don't care about Wolverine right now.
the argument plus the music plus the dark tone constantly with like when he's holding the missiles.
Yes,
he's like,
yes.
Eric, no. When he's like, doo, doo, doo. Or when
it would be such a missed opportunity for Marvel not just to bring those back because they were just perfect castings for me, and I just feel like it would be such a shame not to just to like have them in the MCU. Let them be our versions.
And you know who needs to be? You know who needs to be the older Magneto for the MCU? I will die on the hill. I have said it 1,000 times. I want Andrew Lincoln.
Oh, he did a good Reed Richards,
dude. He's such a good actor. He's such a good he's able to cry and not cry and like be pissed and his just adaptation of his emotions.
He would have been. I like him a lot as an actor. Andrew Lincoln, like he needs to be in the MCU already because he's just one of those actors that I just feel like he should have been on the top of the list years ago, and he should have been in the MCU. I remember people wanted. I remember like me and my buddies. After Homecoming came out, because I was big into The Walking Dead around that time.
Yeah.
I wanted him to play Uncle Ben. We were all wanting him to play Uncle Ben because he has that crying factor. Like Carl, I could see him going, Peter, Peter.
Or like, and then I need Harry Osborn.
But Reed Richards. Imagine Andrew Lincoln though as Green Goblin, as Norman Osborn.
No,
I know it's a little weird thing. I know it's a little weird thing though, but I could see the emotional impact because he's a father figure, and that's what Andrew Lincoln's known for is like taking control and being a leader and taking too much control.
But hear me
in The Walking Dead as Rick Grimes.
Michael Shannon.
I don't know about that.
Bro,
I know you made a TikTok
Shannon would be so good. Just go back and watch that scene where he's Zod and he's like being captured and he's like held and he's like, I will find him. And it's that whole scene.
Yeah, I feel like Michael Shannon is like one of those characters that is really like, it's hard. It's for some reason it's hard to relate to him. He's a good actor. I love his Zod. Zod is definitely top tier comic book villains ever, Man of Steel. But it's for me, I don't know. He's just he's like, I feel like he's meant to be like something above that as an actor. He just has more of like that presence that like he could like
Yeah,
wipe you out in a minute.
he
I don't
can.
know. I gotta see how that would work. You know what I mean? I have to think about that Michael Shannon Green Goblin more. But I'm sensitive when it comes to Green Goblin, so that's just my thing.
Well, it's hard because how are you gonna outdo William Dafoe? Like let's be real. I mean, Doctor.
I wouldn't be surprised if you read Secret Wars. You even know the animated show. I wouldn't be surprised in Secret Wars they bring some villains back from the Spider-Man,
Oh,
especially
for sure.
if Toby is in there and if he's possibly some point of as a lead in that film.
Oh,
So
for sure.
I don't see after No Way Home just abandoning those villains. I don't even see them casting no Green Goblin right now. After that,
Yeah, that's definitely true. But
it's
yeah, I think I'm gonna cut
yeah.
it though. We're on 25.
I think this is enough. I think we're on sidetrack. We're getting a little bit crazy
But
over
it's all
here.
good. Hope everybody enjoyed this episode. Obviously, everything is there. The links are going to be in the bios and on the screen as always. And I'm going to let you take it away as always because it's just easier that way.
Just a great video, awesome content. This guy doesn't stop. He's on the grind. So we're going to keep it up and we're going to keep going. We're going to keep moving forward. So see ya.
And we'll have you guys have a great one. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Later.